guys, how are you? Happy New Year! This is officially my first training for 2021. Super excited for many more to come this year. One of my absolute favorite things to do is to provide these trainings for you guys. So happy New Year, guys. I hope it's off to an amazing start. I know it has to be better than 2020, although there were lots of good things that happened in 2022, and I hope you guys took some time over the holiday season to reflect on what went well in your life, what blessings you have in 2020, and hope to only create more in 2021. And so I want to have this training for you guys today so I can help you create more blessings and more awesome goals for 2021. Okay, so the training today is the good, the bad, and the truth on your goals. And goals are very, very popular for the new year. Everyone makes New Year's resolutions. So I thought this would be super fitting for those of you who are jump starting into the new year and have some awesome health and weight loss goals. And I want to talk to you a little bit about those goals and make sure that you're on the right track. And the first thing I want to do, guys, is be really clear about the significance of this topic, because it's very easy to get blindsided and obsessive with goals. And while goals are awesome to have, sometimes they can be problematic. And this quote right above me, I'm going to share it in 1 second, is one of the reasons why this training is happening. Okay, and one of the reasons why people in Create My Weight learn that it's important to have goals, but it's important to first and foremost perfect your process, okay, and how you achieve those goals. So the quote up here: you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And that's by this amazing author named James Clear. And this actually comes from his book, Atomic Habits. And so a lot of what we do in Create My Weight is all about habit creating, right? I always say it takes 21 days to create a habit, 90 days to create a lifestyle. And this book came to my attention about 1.5 years ago when one of my clients, Sonia, she's here in the group, she did my program and she read this book after the program and she said, Kristen, it sounds like you wrote this book. You have to read it. And I read the book and I fell in love. It has nothing to do with health and weight loss. This book is more just about habit creation. But what I love about this particular quote is that it really does emphasize the importance of how we get to our goal, okay? And oftentimes, guys, in the fitness industry, we hear this quote, trust the process, okay? Like stay consistent, trust the process, and the results will come. But the truth is, how much do you trust your process, right? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Oftentimes we follow something blindsided, right? And we don't feel connected. And oftentimes when we don't feel connected, we lose commitment, we lose motivation. We say we feel lazy. And oftentimes laziness and lack of motivation is lack of confidence, lack of trust in the process. So the important part of today's training, I'm really going to emphasize the importance of trusting your process, right? Because when you trust your process, you're going to get to your goal, right? So that's kind of the end result I'll talk about today. But I want to go ahead and start talking about what your goals might look like. And if you're joining me live, comment here in the chat right now if you're joining me live, or give me a hashtag replay if I know you're watching the replay. And if you're watching the replay, make sure you ask questions. And if you're watching me live now, type in some questions here. If you have certain goals you want to share with me, feel free to do that during today's training, and I'll make sure I answer your questions, okay? So let's go ahead and jump right into this topic about goals, all right? So the good aspect of goal setting, let me go over here actually. The good aspect of setting goals is that they give us direction, all right? And everybody benefits from direction, right? So whether you're a classroom teacher, you're a business owner, you're a mom, you're a dad, whatever your roles are in life, okay? Everyone has goals for all sorts of situations, okay? So for example, let's say this year, you really want to get into running, right? And so you set the goal, I'm going to run my first 5K. That is giving you direction, right? So you know that if I'm working towards a 5K, let's say you're doing the couch to 5K, right? So you have to work up to that goal of running the 5K, right? So it gives you a sense of direction. So that doesn't mean that you're going to go do, I don't know, you're going to focus on running, right? So you want to focus on the goal. So it does give you a sense of direction, right? You're not going to go cycle. You're not going to go to Soul Cycle 5 days a week if your goal is to run a 5K. That's what I mean. Right? So it gives you the right direction. Or let's say you want to be able to do pull-ups. Like my goal is to do 8 pull-ups this year, right? So you're going to work on pull-ups. You're going to work on strength training. Running is not going to help you do pull-ups, right? Running will help you with other things. It will build your endurance, your cardiovascular endurance, but it's not going to build your strength in your upper body, right? So it does give you the direction, right? If I'm gonna run a 5K, I'm gonna train for the 5K, I'm gonna build my way up, right? It also gives you, goals give you purpose, right? So for example, I wanna lose 20 pounds so that I can feel better, right, in my clothes. And I can make my doctor happy because my doctor says I have to lose weight. I hear this all the time, right? Or, I wanna lose weight because I wanna have more energy. I'm going to cut out sugar this year. I'm going to really minimize my sugar because I know it makes me achy. I know it causes me inflammation. I know it doesn't serve me. I want to drink less this year because it's not serving me anymore, right? There's so many things I want to do and alcohol is holding me back, right? Or I really want to get into fitness this year. I want to really establish a fitness routine because I know that I can do it. And that is my purpose, is to prove to myself and to my children, right? I want to be a good example for them, right? You want to be an example for other people too. You want to be an inspiration, so that is inspiring you to move forward. That's your purpose. I always have this on my classroom door and as a teacher: live with purpose. What's yours? And goals oftentimes can help us live with purpose. That's why I like goals. Okay, goals are awesome. Now, the consequences of goals, number one, is that they may be unrealistic or unsustainable. And I don't want you guys to feel as if that, whatever your goals are not sustainable. If you have them, write them down. I'll tell you what I think. But oftentimes we tend to overshoot, right? So let's say, for example, like I want to lose 20 pounds in a month. I actually had someone once ask me that. It was actually like maybe a few months ago. Hey, can I lose 20 pounds in 1 month? And I said, well, I wouldn't recommend it, right? So if we have these expectations, right, then oftentimes we are let down when they don't happen. And it might be because they're unrealistic, all right? Or they're unsustainable. So for example, like I'm gonna give up sugar for 30 days, okay? Now, granted, can people give up sugar for 30 days? Absolutely. People give up sugar for a longer period of time than that, right? But sometimes, like if you go from eating all the sugar, like every single day, multiple times a day, and then saying, I'm gonna cut it for 30 days, guess what? Come day like 7, 10, 14, 7, getting to 7 is hard, right? And then maybe to 14 is even harder. I've given up way longer than that, but oftentimes like that's a big jump, right? Going from 0 to 60, right? It's huge. And so when we fail, we're like, crap, like I suck. And we call that self-sabotage because we know what to do, but we stop because we don't think we can keep going. And then we have this failure come up and this guilt and this fear that we're never going to get the results we want. And we go into the whole emotional cycle, right? And that's because we created a goal that was maybe unsustainable, right? So maybe saying I'm going to do a 7-day sugar detox. I saw Monique posted that in the group. That's a great start. I definitely recommend anyone to try that at some point in time. It's amazing. You will feel incredible. I mean, you're going to feel incredible giving up sugar for 30 days, for sure. But for some people, that's really, really difficult. And then once the 30 days is over, then guess what you're going to go do? Like eat all the sugar, right? So sometimes like that's not a really sustainable lifestyle. This is something that I've said to several, people that have said to me, well, I'm going to go from not working out at all to working out 6 days a week, right? Or 5 days a week, whatever. So although that is awesome, I love that desire to go from not working out at all to 5 days a week. How realistic is that? I mean, number one, you're probably going to be really sore, right? You might be really uncomfortable. And number two, that's a big behavior change right in the beginning. So shooting for the moon, right? So going from like 0 workouts to lifting weights 5 days a week, super heavy, whatever. That's like shooting yourself in the foot. Because what's going to happen is most likely, I'm not saying this for everybody, but most likely you're not going to get 5 workouts a week. And then if you don't do it, right, you're going to feel like a failure. Well, I set this goal and now I can't do it. So why bother? Why keep trying? Comment here in the chat if that's you. You make a goal for yourself, you fail, and then you just give up on everything. And you don't set any more goals. Well, I'm done. That's why over 60% of people fail at their goals in January, and then 95% of the population fails for the rest of the year. Right? By December, they have not hit the resolution. Okay? Because they're shooting for the moon and they're shooting themselves in the foot. Okay? So here is also the problem when we set these massive goals. Okay, I'm going to work out 5 days a week. okay? We're too focused on the goal and not the process. So we just tell ourselves, okay, I'm gonna squeeze in 5 workouts. I don't care what they are. I'm gonna go find some free workouts on YouTube and I'm just gonna do them, okay? That's not a process. Like, what is the pattern that you're creating for yourself? How are you making this a repeatable system? Okay. Those of you who know, if you've read Fast Food Nation or if you've seen any of these fast food places, the reason why they're so successful is they have a repeatable process, right? Starbucks have gone all over the world because it's a repeatable process, right? So all the employees do the same thing all over the world. Customers go in, know exactly how to order. It's repeatable over and over again, right? It's habitual. Okay, and that's what habits are. Habits are things that we can do over and over again, like brushing our teeth. It doesn't require much thinking, right? So what they do is they focus too much on, like, I need to lose 20 pounds, I need to lose 50 pounds, I have to lose 100 pounds, I need to work out 5 days a week, and they're not really clear on how to do it, right? They're too focused on the end result. And then the problem with that is they're so obsessive on the end result, they're completely blind to how they're going to get there, right? And then they go and try 4, 5, 6 different things to get to the goal. And then they're like, shit, to get to this goal is impossible. Comment in the chat, that's me, if that's happened to you before. You tried all these different things to get this big goal, and then it doesn't happen because you haven't found what works for you, okay? So this is the problem. We become too goal-focused when what we have to be is process-focused, right? System-focused, right? As Mr. Clear says. So now let me get into the truth of the matter, okay? Go over here, actually. Okay. You want to make sure, this is key for fitness especially, guys, and for weight loss for that matter, make sure that your goals are aligned with your desired outcome. Okay, here's a great example. I've had people tell me this too in the gym. Like, I really want to, like, tone up. I want to build lean muscle. I want to have nicer glutes, right? I want to have nicer biceps. I want to build my back. I want to get stronger, right? And then what are they doing? They're doing 5Ks and 10Ks. They're doing all this running, right? And I love running. I've talked about this before. I did a whole cardio training a few weeks ago. You can go and check that out. I was a track and field coach, cross country. I get the runner's high. I love it. But if we really want to tone up, build lean muscle, running is not going to do it, okay? Actually, runners have to strength train so that they can build muscle because running breaks muscles down. You want to have nice glutes? Do not go run a half marathon. That's not what it's designed to do. You're breaking your glutes down, okay? Running is not muscle sparing at all. So it's important to know that your goals are aligned. Now, if you want to build your cardiovascular endurance, you want to get into fitness, and you want to go run a 5K, awesome. That is a great goal. Go for it, right? Or I want to get strong this year, so I'm gonna start with yoga, go to Pilates, then go into strength training. Awesome, right? Like, if you're a beginner off the couch, that's a good way up, right? But we don't go from sitting on the couch to CrossFit. I don't recommend it. Some people do, and some people are fine. Again, guys, I want to be, like, open-minded here because I know a lot of people defy those odds. But in my experience, that's not recommended for sure. So you want to make sure that your goals are right. Or let's say you're like, well, I really want to get healthy this year. Okay, I really want to be healthy, and I want to lower my A1C. Okay, I'm pre-diabetic. My blood pressure's high, and my triglycerides are high, and I want to lower that. I need to get healthy. Okay, I'm gonna go follow the ketogenic diet. Right? That diet is not designed for those goals. Right? Now, there are pros and cons to the ketogenic diet. I did a whole training in the group. You can watch that. But that diet is not aligned with that goal, right? For a number of reasons. Okay? So you want to make sure you're in the right place. Okay? So you want to be crystal clear that your goals are aligned with your goal. Your process is aligned with your goal. All right, so this is the bottom line. I'm going to circle this, guys, because this is everything. You have to make it your resolution this year to perfect your process. I wrote system in parentheses because that's Mr. Clear's word, and I love it, to reach your goal. I would be obsessive. I would be dead focused on the process, because once you are and you love the process and you trust your process, you have 1,000% belief in the world that this goal is achievable because you love your process so much. Okay? And that's goals. That's the Holy Grail. Because if you can stick to your nutrition, you can stick to your fitness plan, and you are rock solid in your confidence in yourself, that fear, that doubt is out the window. Okay? You've conquered your emotional eating, right? Food is no longer in control of you. You control food, right? Comment in the chat if you struggle with food. Hashtag that's me. Make it your goal this year to perfect your process, because once you do that, you will reach your goals. So if your goal is to lose 60 pounds, how am I going to do it? Right? Love how you eat, like how you move, and like how you think about yourself, about the world, and about the process. Because then that goal, it's in the bag. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being it's never going to happen for you, and 10 being it's done, you will be a 10. When oftentimes a lot of people are like, ooh, a 4 or 5, maybe a 6 on a good day. That's because they don't trust the process. So this year, guys, make it your goal to trust your process. Don't just say, oh, I trust the process. It's worked for 10 other people I know. It's got to work for me. That's not a guarantee. You guys, there's no guarantees in this world. We should know that. Holy crap. If 2020 taught us anything, is that anything could happen, right? Who would have known a crazy pandemic would have hit the world in 2020? Actually, some people probably would have known that. But anyway, it's a whole other story. But make it your goal to trust your process and build your process, create your process in 2021. That's what Create My Weight is all about. We create your process. We get crystal clear on nutrition. We get crystal clear on the fitness that you like, that will work for you, okay? And then we also make you rock solid up here. Weight loss and health, okay, to really achieve that for life is 80% mindset, 20% food and fitness. Mark my words. And ask anyone I work with, and they'll tell you the same thing, okay? And then the accountability. How to hold yourself accountable, right? And if you struggle with any of those things and all of those things, you're not alone. It is hard, right? I've talked about these 4 steps: nutrition, fitness, mindset, and accountability. Those 4 things are what you need to fully trust your process and for it to work for you. Okay? And if you need help with that process, book a free call with me. I can totally walk you through it. We will sit down, we will go over everything you've been through, what works for you, what doesn't, and we will be crystal clear for your game plan for 2021. Bottom line, you will know exactly what to do to get to where you want to be. Okay? And you'll be on a scale of 1 to 10, you're going to be a 10. I know what to do. I got this. Because that's when you will achieve your goal, when you have a system that is unshakable. Okay? It works time and time again. It's repeatable. It's like brushing your teeth. Right? It's so ingrained in your heart and in your mind that no one can talk you out of it, because it works for you. And when someone says, ooh, you got to do Whole30, that totally worked for me, you're going to be like, no, I want to eat more than 30 things. Thanks. That is how you're rock solid. And that's how you're going to be successful. So if you're ready to take it to the next level and to create your system that works for you for life, you are done with bad diets and you are done with like all this misinformation. You are so confused and you're done with it. I'm over it 2020 and I'm ready for the new year and better me. All right. You ready for a better you? Book a free call with me. CreateMyWeight.com/apply. Okay. And I'll make you really love your process and love you, right, for the rest of your life. All right. Comment in the chat here if you guys have questions. I am going to run. I have a call here. I got to jump to. But thank you for joining me. Those of you who are live, give me a shout out here. And I'll jump on here next week with a different training. Not sure what I'm going to talk about yet. If you have some questions, you can ask here. And maybe I'll talk about them next week too. All right. Bye, guys.